Welcome back in, one and all. Sorry for a delayed response to the start there. Hopefully we are live. We are just going to double check that right now, ladies and gentlemen. And there we are indeed live on the airwaves for another thrilling edition of KEW. And we'll get things kicked off here, seeing our KEW champion in action, triple threat action nonetheless. With two athletes that he's all too familiar with. King Daddy, of course, being a rival in the hardcore division for him for weeks on end in the last series of KEW. And, of course, at the end of this series, he was the #1 hardcore contender whilst the Assassin held the belt. And he, of course, was involved in the Fatal 4-Way where he lost the hardcore championship. You'll eagerly remember, I'm sure. And King Daddy, you've not seen him for a few weeks, given some time off to go and see his many, many children. And has now made his way back to KEW action, getting things started for us this evening against the Man Crusher and the current KEW champion. Of course, this will be a feisty one, we expect. And that man there, I'm sure, will be revved up and raring to go, having had some quality time with the family and dealing with all of his many children, perhaps some legal cases of paying out to make sure all his kids are getting their money's worth out of the legendary figure that's in the ring.
And his opponents, first from London, England, weighing in at 213 pounds.
As the first of his opponents then this evening makes her way down to the ring, the Man Crusher, of course, at the centre of a somewhat of a rivalry between her partner and tag team partner, the Torpedo, and the Budget Magician, who have been at odds with each other after the Budget Magician was giving that lady there some side eyes, some side looks in the locker room. Apologies for the cough there. In the locker room, in the ring, you name it. He's been giving her his attentions whenever she's dared look his way, and the Torpedo has taken it necessary to deal with the Budget Magician in course and in hand. And the Man Crusher, of course, will enjoy this as an opportunity to show off her skills and show that she's not just someone to be adored in the KEW, although she is by the KEW fans and, of course, by many in the locker room. As here comes the man who took the championship off of her. Like I said, a feisty one. Of course, the championship changing hands at the last main pay-per-view. And, of course, the Man Crusher lost the tag team titles recently to the Misfits. I'm sure the Misfits will look to hold on to their tag team titles at the next main pay-per-view. As, of course, one part of their trio that is now the tag team champions, the mystery involved in the hardcore championship action later this evening. We'll see him not in the championship action, but involved with the BFG later today. The Assassin, happy to not be focused on the tag division as it is. Happy that he just has to focus now on the KEW Championship and holding on to it. Originally this was supposed to be a one-on-one match just between the King Daddy and the Man Crusher, but the champion said, I want to get some reps in, keep myself fresh in case any challenger emerges. Tange, of course, is the #1 contender for his belt currently, but the Tange has been a little absent since he's been locked in a fierce assault, if you like, from the Skeleton King. We'll, of course, see the Skeleton King in action later this evening in a redo match. We'll take on the Firefighter after a controversial count-out victory for the Firefighter last week. Managed to avoid in that one, Mark, the attentions of the Tange and any unnecessary or unwanted assaults. And King Daddy now taking an early measure of control in this one. He switched his attentions early doors to the Assassin, and the Assassin likewise switched his attentions early doors to him. Of course, being a triple threat, there are no rules, which means King Daddy can get his favourite bits of hardware out from under the ring, as he does just here with the sledgehammer, which I think is going to be going straight into the spine of the Man Crusher in a minute. Oh no, drops it at the last second there, perhaps scared by the KEW champion hopping to his feet, or perhaps positioning it just where he wanted it. Puts the Assassin on the ropes now. Oh, wanted to get a bulldog right on top of that sledgehammer. It seemed his crotch might have gone into that. Maybe it's a measure of what the Man Crusher has in store for King Daddy as he now lifts the Man Crusher onto the shoulders, carries her into the corner, drops her face first onto the top turnbuckle. Now furious rights and lefts from King Daddy here, and a big chop there as well, taking down the Assassin, but a nasty low hit on the leg from the Man Crusher as she takes out King Daddy, in a big boot there as well. And this will be an interesting one for the Man Crusher. She did, of course, take the championship. Yeah, triple threat. Oh, she gets nastily sent to the outside, and the Assassin goes for the early cover, gets a 1 count, but the Man Crusher is in to break it up. And of course, the Man Crusher beat the Assassin in the gauntlet match. It'll be interesting to tell or see here whether the Man Crusher is able to get a measure of control in this one, and whether the distractions that King Daddy will cause to the Assassin will allow the Man Crusher in. Could she push her KEW stock back up to be a potential contender for the throne in future? She goes off the ropes here, and a nasty running kick to the side of the temple of the Assassin there, who's now down and sluggish off the mat as the King Daddy gets a kendo stick out from under the ring. He waits and bides his time now. The Man Crusher still dealing with the Assassin on the ropes, choking him there. Doesn't look like she's spotted King Daddy. Now she must have done, surely. No, she had eyes only for the Assassin, and he gives her the kendo stick to the face, but the Assassin quickly gets the kendo stick off of King Daddy and takes over of a side Russian leg sweep there, sending King Daddy down to the floor, and now giving him the kendo stick to the abdomen there. Going back, he saw the Man Crusher climbing into the ring, but wanted nothing to do with that. Goes straight back after King Daddy. I said there was a little bit of animosity between the two of them, and you can certainly see that here early doors, ladies and gentlemen, as the Man Crusher slides the Assassin onto the shoulders and chokes him on the top rope here. Goes straight after King Daddy as well, and of course King Daddy, an athlete, not afraid to mix it up and really go for an opponent when he sees the prime opportunity to. He does like multi-person events. He seems to prosper in those more than the single one-on-one matches. Thrives in the chaos potentially. A little toe drag there as she walks over the spine of him. And he goes for the kick to the face, but he rolls out of the way and gets a nasty axe handle smash right onto the back of the Man Crusher. As now the KEW champion whips him into the ropes, and a little arm drag sends him down to the floor, and a hurricanrana as well as the Assassin takes over, hooks the leg of the Man Crusher. 1, 2, just a 2 count though. He gets a kick out. Was the Man Crusher. He goes now off the bottom rope, all for a moonsault there, but missed it completely. Didn't like he had enough spring off that bottom rope. Perhaps it needs a bit more tension in it, that rope. A little forearm sends her down to the ground. A little jab from the King Daddy though gets him back in control of this one, and now both athletes targeting the KEW champion as the Man Crusher goes after the leg, and King Daddy waits his turn patiently. I don't think he spotted the sledgehammer next to him, otherwise I'm sure he would have made use of it. And now the Man Crusher takes advantage with the bulldog there, driving King Daddy's face into the floor as she rolls out on top of the sledgehammer. An uncomfortable rollout, you'd have to say, but she's looking for some hardware under the ring. She has a bat now, and she's going straight after the Assassin. No interest in going for King Daddy. Perhaps the wrong move there as he gives her the hurricanrana down on the outside, and King Daddy back to his feet now as the Man Crusher with a big kick and a explosive punch. The Assassin battling back, getting his man off of him, if you like. Lifts him up, drops him on the back of his spine there, doing the damage as much as he can. Whipped into the ring is the King Daddy now. And the Man Crusher bounces off King Daddy now, gets hold of him, has him rolled up on the floor in the guillotine-like chokehold, trying to put King Daddy out for the count, but he's battling back, and a little boot there from the Assassin, taking advantage, catching him cheeky flush. Looked like he was going to go for a net breaker there. Off the ropes he goes. Tries to roll around for the Assassin's edge, but broken up, but he gets out of the way of it as his distractions are caused by the Man Crusher. Into the ropes goes King Daddy now, has hold of the King Daddy, and he slams him down. I thought it was going to be an Assassin's edge. Goes for the reversal though, catches him on the shoulder, goes for the pin, kicks out at 1. Comfortable kick out, and then back to his feet, hopping up swiftly as the Assassin whips King Daddy round, and swinging neckbreaker drives him down there, only for the Man Crusher to get a little kick into the face as King Daddy rolls out of the ring for a breather. Off the ropes now he goes to the drop kick right to the spine, her face colliding with that kendo stick there, and now the kendo stick shattered across the spine of the Man Crusher. Rolls her over for the cover. He's not seeing King Daddy up, who slides back in like a penguin on his large spherical tummy, and now gets hold of The Assassin, big punch to the face and another right-hander there. Tucks in between the legs, lifts him high, and then pile driver, a jumping pile driver as well, trying to finish off the career of the KEW champion, broken up by the Man Crusher at the last second though. Could this be the opportunity the Man Crusher needs? Big right hand there, you can see the KEW champion in all kinds of bother, rolling around on the floor, holding his head. A side Russian leg sweep drives King Daddy down to the mat though, as the Man Crusher looks to take advantage. He's now back off the ropes, and she goes for what looked like she was going for an Assassin's Edge there as well, but broken up. And now, drop kick off the ropes, nasty missile drop kick from the Assassin. Doesn't look like King Daddy knows what day of the week it is. The Assassin goes for the cover, 2, and a kick out at 2 as King Daddy, helpless it seemed there, looked like he was dazed, confused, didn't know what day of the week it was. Goodness gracious me, into the corner he goes now. Down onto the bottom corner goes the Assassin. And nasty leg drop over the top of the ring there, driving King Daddy's head into the edge of the ring. Measure of revenge you can see there from the KEW champion, who looks fired up and ready. And a running senton there on top of the bat that the Man Crusher tried to get out to deliver the crushing blow to the Assassin with. He sends her back into the ring, having survived the initial punishment. Into the ring now comes the Assassin as King Daddy looks to pull the corpse, if you like, of the Man Crusher into a decent position, and a double knees to the spine of King Daddy send him careering across the ring. A drop kick there sends the Man Crusher down as King Daddy into the ropes. It looked like for a minute there the Assassin was trying to put things away, but gets lifted high by the King Daddy in a backbreaker, sending him down to the ground. And now the Assassin pumping something up, but King Daddy has the sledgehammer here. Up goes for the Assassin's Edge, and down he comes for the pin, but it's going to be broken up by King Daddy, who's up and ready and raring to go for it. Now rolls over the Man Crusher, King Daddy, who sent the Assassin out of the ring after a little bit of assault. Drives the Man Crusher down to the canvas now as the Assassin's looking for something under the ring here. Pulls out a kendo stick, slides into the ring with a kendo stick. He's already had one of them smashed over the back of the Man Crusher, and the referee gets in the way, obscuring King Daddy's plans. Only for the Man Crusher to get the kendo stick across the spine again, and now across the back of King Daddy as he rolls out of the ring. And it looked like the Man Crusher was in the prime position there to be put away by the Assassin. Off the ropes now, and the Assassin's twist, down goes the Man Crusher, rolls over, does the KEW champion for the cover, 2, and a kick out at 2 somehow. I don't know how the Man Crusher's got enough left in the tank to kick out of that. He picks up the sledgehammer, he looks frustrated as she sits in the corner. It looked like for a minute there that the King Daddy was taunting him on the outside. A running drop kick drives the Man Crusher down, and down goes King Daddy in the centre of the ring as well. And it might be the Assassin looking to put things away here early doors. A few punches delivered to the KEW's father of the year, and here comes Man Crusher now, sending the KEW champion flying across the ring. Goes for a cheeky cover as well. Just a 2 though. He's able to kick out there and rolls out for a breather. And there's the Man Crushing kiss. Down goes King Daddy. The Assassin's down on the outside. Springs back to his feet. Can he get in time? He does just about. Almost 2.5 there. A little drop kick after he's done all the hard work. The Man Crushing kiss delivered to King Daddy almost on top of the sledgehammer that he's been parading around the ring. And now the KEW champion rolls out to go back after that kendo stick. Slides back in. And now the Man Crusher, missed the hit on the Man Crusher, misses her drop kick in turn, out of the corner and into the ropes goes the KEW champion as King Daddy has hold of the Man Crusher now, rests her on the ropes, whips her off the ropes, off he goes too, and a big clothesline drives her down. And now the Assassin with an Assassin's twist as the Man Crusher rolls out of the ring. King Daddy's down, doesn't know what day of the week it is. 2, 3, there it is for the KEW champion. Well, that's probably more of a workout than he was anticipating, but he gets the job done eventually. A good win for the Assassin. He'll be happy with that one. A good victory for him. Neither of these two competitors are going to do their KEW stock any particular good, but it was a good outing for them there. Good to see the Man Crusher and King Daddy back from his holidays, back from his childcare responsibilities, and I'm sure that the Assassin will be thrilled to have got the victory there. Keeps him nice and fresh for things to come ahead. And this one, ladies and gentlemen, has been building for weeks now in the KEW. We've seen the Mystery and the BFG. really taking one another on. Of course, the Mystery delivered the KEW Championship to the BFG straight in the face. And you can see here they're revved up. And oh, the BFG jumping the gun. The referee's not even got the bell going. The BFG's music plays. And the referee, I don't know if he's started the match or called it. It looks like he's called it off. The BFG assaulting the Mystery. No, the match hasn't even got going. And the BFG is just content to beat the life out of him. The Mystery in a real perilous shape here. Goodness gracious me. A big clothesline drives the Mystery down again. The BFG showing off to the KEW ladies. I'm sure the ladies won't be happy that they didn't get to see their man walk into the ring, but he spends too much time showing off, and he's given a spike DDT by the Mystery. As I mentioned, of course, before we had that frantic start to things, the BFG was assaulted last week by the Mystery with his own KEW Hardcore Championship, and it looks like he was out for a measure of revenge. Early doors there, exploding out of the KEW crowd. Perhaps one of the ladies snuck him in under a large tarp or something. Nobody noticed him hiding round the barricades, and he explodes in and assaults the Mystery from behind, giving him an early edge in this one. Now the Mystery looks to have recovered from that early assault and is doing the damage to the BFG on the outside. This of course all started when the Mystery became the #1 contender for the BFG's Hardcore Championship, and it's really escalated since then. Of course, the BFG retaining the championship against James the Cat, seeing the end of the Tubby Moggies tag team. But the dawn of James the Cat trying to stand for his own KEW dreams and ambitions, trying to take the Hardcore Championship off of his former tag team champion, and the BFG champion since then. And of course this will be his next defence at the next main pay-per-view, will be against the Mystery, who does look in resplendent form here. Rolls over the BFG in a shot to the spine. The BFG struggling here early doors after that assault on the Mystery. It seems to have only enraged the Mystery even more, and now he is merciless. You can see more punching, more fisting to the cheeks of the large individual there, and a big elbow right across the sternum of the BFG. We are of course only about a month away from our next main pay-per-view, 4 weeks ladies and gentlemen, and that is when we will see our Christmas pay-per-view coming to the fore. And this man who's on the top turnbuckle diving off, oh, with a big diving knee right to the cranium of the BFG. We'll be hoping that he can get some much needed KEW bronzeware around his waist here. And oh, that nasty driving hooked backdrop, if you like. He hooks the one leg, drives the cranium right into the floor, rolls the BFG into position now, and might go for a submission victory here. Tries to hook up the BFG, wrenching the legs and the arm wrenched backwards. It's like trying to break a sausage in half. Can he hold on the BFG? Looks like he has just about for now, as the Mystery lets go and has a wave to the KEW fans, maybe waving to the ladies in the audience, trying to mock the BFG as he lifts a knee high and slams it down, almost rupturing the patella. And it is the Mystery who comes out of that one with a somewhat of a more momentum, if you like. Goodness gracious me. We'll move to our next match for the evening. A vicious assault there, as we saw last week. Mark taking on the Firefighter, and Mark lost via the count out. Controversial, much in the same way that was the Tangent Atomic Andy's one, where Atomic Andy looked like he'd slid in under the ring in time. The referee called it though. Much akin here, and now the Skeleton King, you can see, aggrieved with the referee's decision.
Weighing in at 167 pounds.
We'll have to see how he treats the referee in this one, whether there is any controversy or hangover, or whether he'll just look to the establishment and say, you don't want me to succeed. I'm one of the premier athletes in the KEW now. Me and my steel chair are here to stay. He's of course a man who's vocally angry on social media. We saw a lot of angry tweets this week, a lot of rhetoric about the establishment not wanting him to succeed, and the fact that he's now ready to take down anybody who gets in his way, any path that he sees necessary to becoming the KEW champion, he's willing to take. He's not just going to take out the #1 contender. He'll take out anyone in his path, and that starts tonight with the Firefighter, who, after a controversial victory last week, will be looking to build on that momentum. He knows that a less controversial victory here over Mark will give him the real standing that is necessary to promote his stock in the KEW. You can see Marks jumps out of the ring and is going to stand there and let his opponent get it next to him. Doesn't even want to look at him. Looks at him wiping his feet now on the KEW map. Turned his back to him disrespectfully. The disrespect on display from the KEW's Marks assassin. It looked like there he was getting a stare down as well from the firefighter, who again locks eyes with him on the outside. These two then, it seems, are forming somewhat of a bitter dispute between the two of them here. Spun around early doors and a shoulder drive sends Mark down to the canvas, and a furious hit as well from the firefighter, who looks like he's come out here early doors to really get business started, but misses early off the ropes there as Mark managed to step out of the way casually of the firefighter. We do say, of course, that the firefighter is one of those athletes that is a momentum wrestler. If he gets the momentum early, you have to watch out, and you'll know that he was unlucky to have to redo this one, if you like. It seems a non-controversial call to him, that the KEW faithful were more than happy with him to have whatever he needed in order for him to have that victory last week in the count out. With, not quite sure why he pulled out the sledgehammer there. The firefighter, is a regular match there, and that sledgehammer now lurking dangerously in the ring. Perhaps he knows the threat that Mark represents with his steel chairs, and he wants to bring out the hardware himself early doors. The sledgehammer waiting there patiently in the edge of the ring as Mark dives into the corner there with a big forearm, and now is he going to go after that sledgehammer? The referee, he does indeed. The referee's right into the guts. Maybe it's a no DQ match, this one. He drives him down. There's still count outs on though. Goes for the cover now after delivering the sledgehammer to the abdomen of the firefighter. Sits him up now, gives a little neck breaker there and drives him down to the floor. Little jumping neck breaker, and now the double legs right into the gentleman's canisters and the boot to the face here. He crawls to the corner, and a big shot there from Mark right into the sternum of the firefighter, who now lays dangerously on the rope here, and the leg drop right on top of the head, driving the noggin right into the KEW apron there. The edge of that ring, of course, nowhere near as soft as the rest of the middle parts of it. Now off the top rope, with a moonsault there, missed horribly. Looks like he's holding his ribs, maybe some damage done. We'll have to see early doors whether that comes back to haunt him, with that sledgehammer lurking in the ring now, reversed into the corner and springboarded out of it, dangerously close to the sledgehammer. Looked like he just got his legs out of the way of it there, Mark, as he glances the back, and here comes the sledgehammer shot from the firefighter, and again missed. Both of them were caught with a crossbody there by Mark, who drives him down to the ground, picks him up to the feet. Goes for the kick there, but misses completely as the firefighter sees it coming, and well telegraphed from Mark, and well read by the firefighter, who's now gripping the abdomen again, trying to work on that midsection of Mark, trying to do the damage to the ribs. He now battles back out of it here, and now jumps on top of the firefighter and drives him down with a springing DDT. He is a fast-paced athlete. Like I said last time these two met, it is a good contrast in styles between the two of them. Mark being the fast-paced athlete, and the firefighter being much more of the stamina and endurance athlete. It's whether Mark can maintain the pace that he likes to wrestle with for a full match against a firefighter remains to be seen. Really a stomp to the guts there as well, diving to the outside. Mark was over the top rope, slides in the ring now, and is the referee going to get a count on? No, he's not. Confusing. I thought there was a count earlier. Perhaps I misremembered that from a few minutes ago. And now Mark has hold of the sledgehammer, and there's the one count there. Really slow counting, and you can see Mark mocking the referee, counting to a 3 in the corner. Gives him the kick to the abdominal region now, and has the hand locked up, takes him to the corner onto the top rope. He goes and flips him down, a la the Undertaker. Give it a movement there from Mark, goes for the stop, but the firefighter rolls out of the way, only to get caught at the last second by Mark, and breaks off the assault though as he reads it coming. And now both men poised dangerously above that sledgehammer as Mark gets a big right hook there that drives him down to the KEW's matting. And now furious hits from the firefighter here, and the assault continues on Mark's noggin. A big shot to the spine with those steel toe cap boots as he tries to get back to his feet. It is tucked between the firefighter's legs, rolls him up. Bobby rolls him round, sunset down into the cover there thought it might have been a sunset flip bomb, but it wasn't quite indeed. Rolled him up for the cover and now rolls out of the way of the hit. Ducks under here and it gives him a shoulder charge. Down goes Mark. Up he comes and down he goes again and again. Right on top of that sledgehammer. Mark goes for it. Lifted iron. Dropped down. Oh, just above the sledgehammer. He's lucky that wasn't sledgehammer to the spine. Otherwise that could have paralysed the little man. Goes for the cover. Gets a 2 as Mark rolls the shoulder. And you can see the firefighter looks visibly irritated that he wasn't able to put his opponent away with that one. Sends him now into the referee. Again the referee involved in this one. A big shot to the back of Mark's head. He won't be happy with the referee getting in the way of that one. It looks like he's got a little caught up there. It's the firefighter who manages to sort things out though as he pulls Mark out of the corner, gives him the shot to the back, and now look at this, he's really winding up here. It could be the time for the fire alarm to be installed. Gives it the little shuffle and here he goes right in Mark's noggin. Oh no, he rolls out of the way and sees it coming and look, he make a punch the end of that sledgehammer handle as well. We'll have to see if that does any lasting damage as he's now drop kicked right on top of the sledgehammer by Mark, who's got the ring presence and awareness to know where the weapons are and how to devastate his opponent on top of them. Nasty drop kick there right into the knee of the firefighter, drives him down as the firefighter rolls out of the ring, trying to get somewhat of a breather as Mark looks to continue his barrage, and now pushed off by the firefighter. Perhaps a switch here in momentum on the outside. Another furious hits from the firefighter and we're up to a 2 count as he drives him down to the ground, and Mark springs back to his feet though as if he feels no pain, throws the firefighter down on the outside, up to a 3 count of 4 now, and looks to turn his back on his opponent there and gets bulldogged down. You can see people running away. It's our commentary team and the obviously regional commentary teams try and get out of the way of the 2 men on the outside, up to a 6 count there. Now ducks under here, gives him the kick to the guts. Up goes Mark for a fireman's carry. Down he comes. And is he going to try and get the cover here as well? The firefighter, who looks a little more exhausted than I expect him to be this late in a match. 2, 3, there it is. Puts away Mark very convincingly from the firefighter. A good solid victory for him.
Here is your winner.
And there is the firefighter celebrating. He'll know that I've done his KEW stock all the favours in the world. He's now got to be one of the athletes who's got to be knocking on the door. The question is, will the KEW CEO see it necessary to give him a #1 contenders match against the Tange in time for the next main pay-per-view, or will Tange be able to get his championship shot off before Mark's assaults on him can continue? We'll have to wait and see there, ladies and gentlemen, how that one transforms over the coming weeks in the KEW. We'll finish this evening then with a somewhat of a run back here. We had, of course, the Coven defeating the Men of Science last week, and the assaults that the Cyclops suffered at the hands of the Coven, of course, weeks ago now in the KEW, that delivered the injury to him. They've not been forgotten. He's called back to get the rematch with Miss Tash, and he'll be hoping for a victory here. She's elected to come out on her own without any Coven support, and she is an athlete who will battle hard in any match she's involved in, but she may have bitten off more than she can chew here. Of course, she will draw the ire of the Duke Jeans, the tag team partner of the Cyclops, but put him away pretty swiftly and succinctly with the help of the Coven, delivering an injury to him for about a month as well earlier in this KEW season. But she is a dangerous athlete in her own right, and we'll have to see how this one gets on here. And we'll have to see, of course, if the Cyclops is able to get a measure of revenge here. He'll certainly want it. He'll see it as a fantastic opportunity as well, not having the rest of the Coven around to spoil his plans. A straight up old fashioned 1-on-1 then. No Coven. no backup for the Tash, or no backup for that man, and you have to question if that's a wise move from both competitors. You can see there he's getting a little thumbs down from the man he was right in the face of in the KEW arena. The KEW fans not happy with the Spyclops and his aggressive nature. Perhaps they're not happy to see a man demolishing a woman in the fashion that they are expecting here. The running neck breaker to Miss Tash lifts her back to her feet now and drags her by the head into the corner, bouncing the head off the corner turnbuckle, and the furious shoulder blows there drive the poor form of Miss Tash down as she's choked onto the floor as well. The Spyclops, you can tell he's an angry man, ready to inflict punishment any way that he deems necessary here against Miss Tash. And you have to wonder if the Coven are watching backstage. Are they going to attempt to help Miss Tash in any way, shape or form, or will this be leaving her all to her own devices as she gets a devastating elbow there right to the sternum early doors, a 2 count. Must have almost drove the air out of her, and you can see he looks angry and fired up. He seems like all he wants to do is break Miss Tash in half, but good awareness there from her, letting him spend too much time revving up, and throws him over and gets a few shots, but it's not really lasted long as he's delivered a powerbomb there and sends Miss Tash rolling out of the ring for a breather. She's slowed back into the ring though, but catches the Spyclops a little cold there, and a shot to the back of the head drives him down to the KEW ring as he's picked slowly back to his feet. Oh, the big kick there completely missed as he saw it coming. You could see the fear in her eyes as he lifts her high and drives her to the floor. And now again she looks almost terrified of the assault that's at the hands here of the Spyclops. She knows that the Spyclops was wronged by the Coven, injured for months in the KEW, and he's going to look at this as a great opportunity to unleash a bit of revenge against the Coven here. He can do as much damage as he's humanly possible to and allowed to Miss Tash, and he's certainly taken the task to hand as much as he can so far as he slams his fist into the KEW ring, dives over the top rope and crushes her on the outside. And again that man giving him the double fists down. Now he's banging the head of the Tash straight into the KEW matting. This isn't what anyone wanted to see here. Was Miss Tash, she's being guillotined on the outside, trying to choke her and put her to sleep. How much left has the Tash got here? Looks like she might just have enough to get him off here, and a good bit of flexibility as she flips over on the outside, but she looks woozy already. Oh, he looked like he dove at her there, trying to perhaps spear her, but missed completely, and she managed to dodge out of the way of it at the last minute, perhaps jumping over the top of the Spyclops there, rolls over the shoulders and now explodes with a few right fists on a 6 count, and a nasty assault on the outside with some right-handers there, up to a 7. She doesn't like she's too content to get things going back in the ring. He shoves her to the floor, and he's nowhere near content to get back in the ring. Up to an 8 count now, slides in the ring after picking her up to her feet and dives over the rope, and crushes her to reset the count on the outside. I said he had no intent of finishing this one with anything other than a brutal assault on his opponent, and she is down on the outside as he lifts a finger to the KEW faithful. Now big suplex there, driving Miss Tash down on the outside, and she looks helpless and forlorn on the outside here. You have to wonder how much of this assault is actually legal here in the KEW, because that's really what it's been. It's just been an absolute demolition job from the Spyclops. We know he's an angry man, and we know he's got issues with the Coven, but that doesn't excuse the type of brutality we're seeing on display here as he spears her in half and looks to put things away with a cover here. 1, 2, 3 in the victory for the Spyclops as he stands over Miss Tash in the ring as she lays there. It looks like she's been badly injured. You can see her holding the back of the head, and he's not going. Where's he going now? He's going under the side of the ring. He's got a chair out. This is not necessary from the Spyclops. The job was done. He's won the match. The madman that is. He said he wanted to inflict the punishment as a measure of revenge. Oh, James the Cat's in the ring and rips the chair away from the Spyclops and chases him out of the ring with it. Oh my goodness me. Who knows if that's James the Cat being chivalrous or not. Why wasn't it a member of the Coven, ladies and gentlemen? You can see he checks on the Tash. And James the Cat here, back from his concussion injury, it seems, that he sustained at the hands of the BFG, rushes in to defend Miss Tash, and the Spyclops will not have enjoyed that one. Will not have enjoyed his revenge being broken up by James the Cat. And James the Cat putting himself in the firing line, we fear, for the future here. But thank you for watching this week's episode of KEW Live. Join us next week for more thrilling KEW action. We'll break down what's gone on this week, and of course see what's going to happen then with more thrilling action. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.